Hi everyone, so this is going to be my 35-week pregnancy update. I apologise for the fact that I'm standing up during this video, but it's literally the only way that I can film without my daughter getting hold of the phone, because she's just in a grabbing phase where she just wants to have everything, and she screams if she can't have it. It's like tantruming. And if you hear the background noise of CBeebies, that's basically to entertain my daughter as well, and especially if I'm looking back a lot, it's so that I don't see her falling off anything. So yeah, it's not going to be the most... This is a real mum video, you know. When you have kids, you have to kind of keep eyes in the back of your head, and you can't... You know, you just have to keep your eyes everywhere, basically, when you have kids. So yeah, this is going to be my 35-week update. I'm just going to be talking about what symptoms I've been experiencing, and basically how I've been feeling, and also my plans for labour. I thought that I'd mention what I hope for rather than plans, what I hope to how my labour goes rather than planning for it, because I know that planning doesn't really work out labour wise, not always anyway. It certainly didn't with my first labour. So the first symptom I'm going to talk about is that I've been getting really bad hip pain, and it's mostly when I've been asleep, like, because when you're pregnant you sleep on your side. And now, because I can't stand. Another pregnancy symptom, you can't stand for very long. But anyway, yeah, I've been getting really bad hip pain on my side, especially lying on my side, because obviously when you're pregnant you can't lie on your back or obviously your stomach. I've never been a stomach sleeper anyway. So I've kind of just been on my right and left side, mainly my left side, because that's the best side for the baby apparently. And I've just been waking up probably the past 2 days, so it's not really been for very long. I've been waking up with bad hip pain and having to swap sides. It's been really, really painful. But then during the day I don't really get it that much because I'm not really lying down. I'm on my feet all day. I get pains in other places. Not really, really bad, but more like achy, and just being on my feet a lot makes me ache quite a lot because there's a lot of pressure and there's a lot of weight basically. So my next symptom that I've been having is pure exhaustion. I've literally been so exhausted. I'm really short of breath at the moment. That's from having a very energetic, can't think of the word, that's another thing, can't think of words. But basically feeling really exhausted and tired. Basically I can't even walk into the kitchen, from the lounge to the kitchen, without needing to sit down halfway. It's literally getting that bad. I feel really, really breathless, lightheaded. Not so much lightheaded, I don't know why I said that. More breathless, shortness of breath, and that kind of, I always relate that to low blood pressure. So that's why I kind of said lightheadedness, even though that's not really been an issue. Because I've been on my feet so much anyway, I'm not really walking around. I'm not really standing up too quick or anything like that, because I'm on the floor a lot with a baby, a 1-year-old. I am sort of always on the floor. I'm sure lots of mums can relate to that. But yeah, the exhaustion that I've been getting is just getting really bad. I'm sleeping really well. I'm waking up with the hip pain. And every time I need to turn over, it's like a grand effort to get me shifted over. I just feel it's so heavy. Obviously I've got a growing baby in my stomach, well, not in my stomach, in my womb, my uterus. So I feel like it's literally shifting him, which is what I'm doing every time I turn over, which can be quite uncomfortable and a very weird feeling, but it's fine. It's normal. You know, I am 35 weeks pregnant in 1 day today. So I'm actually on time with this filming schedule. Aside from tiredness, exhaustion, a few aches and pains, but they're not really anything to really note on because I'm not really getting them badly. They're not really keeping me awake, apart from the hip pain, but then that is because of how I'm lying rather than it being a general pain that I get all the time. The baby's been moving tons. He's been moving really, like, so much. I don't have to worry because I feel like he's just constantly moving. He's getting hiccups a lot, which I think is normal. I did worry about that with my daughter. My arm's aching. Because I read that it can be a bad sign if they get hiccups a lot, but she was fine. And I think it is a good sign that they're practicing breathing, and they're drinking the amniotic fluid, which my daughter did a lot because we saw her doing it on the scan. So my son's obviously doing it a lot as well. Yeah. But aside from that, there isn't really anything to report on symptom-wise. I don't have any more appointments until next week. I have a midwife appointment next week. And that's my 36-week update. That's for my 36-week checkup, where they do the normal stuff as you get further along in pregnancy. Yeah, my daughter's trying to get into my hospital bag and she's getting annoyed because she can't get it open. This week's been the hardest, I might add to this video, because everyone's been ill. My sister's been ill, my mum's been ill. They've had a sickness bug and a cold, a really, really bad cold. But I haven't been able to have as much help with Caitlin. And I don't mean that to sound selfish or anything, because they're ill, obviously they can't help, and I don't want Caitlin to get it, because then I'll get it, and then being this pregnant, it wouldn't be good for me to get a cold or a bug. It definitely wouldn't, so I'm trying to avoid being near anyone at the same time, as because I'm so exhausted. It's even harder to kind of calm myself down and not get really stressed, because I'm having to do sort of a lot of stuff when all I feel like my body wants to do is to just rest, but I can't do that because I have a 1-year-old, and I know it's going to be like that when I have another baby. Like, I'm aware of that, and I'm willing, you know, I want to look after my kids. I don't want to have, like, rely on help constantly, but it is difficult this week especially, so that's kind of made me feel a bit down, especially with this short list of birth symptoms and stuff like that, and taking her for walks and walking up hills with the pram on my own, with the buggy, with my bump being as big as it is. So that's been quite difficult, and the worry of getting ill as well has been quite challenging this week. But I don't have long to go. I only have like 5 weeks, less than 5 weeks, 4 weeks and 6 days, which is like nothing. I'm panicking a little bit, but it will all be fine. So for my labour, honestly, if you have a child, you know how difficult it is to film, especially when there's no one else around. Oh my gosh. So for my labour hopes, I'm going to say, I really want to try hypnobirthing as much as I can, and what I mean by that is I don't really expect myself to be able to do the whole visualization, deep relaxation, and not feel any pain, because I know some people don't experience pain if they're really good at the deep relaxation and not really being present in the moment, but not noticing the pain as much. I'm not really sure, because obviously I've never done it, but I've been practicing deep breathing every single day since about 28 weeks, 25 weeks I think, it was even before then, and that's kind of mainly what I've been focusing on. I haven't really been visualising much. I kind of just see where my head takes me, because I find it very hard to visualise things. I can't do it very well at all. So I'm just focusing on the breathing, and then I think that's kind of the main thing in labour that they say focus on anyway, like your breathing, because that does help with the contractions. So I'm hoping to go to the birth centre. I need to ask my midwife if I can, if that's an option, or if I need to be assessed when I'm in labour and then they send me to the birth centre, or if I just, when I'm in labour, I phone the birth centre instead of the labour ward and then just go to the birth centre. I think I might do that, but I will ask my midwife like what I do, because I don't want to go to triage, the labour ward, phone them, go there, and then I might be quite established in labour, because I'm not going to go to the hospital really early on. I'm going to wait, because I've had a lot of intervention with my first labour, and I don't want any of that happening this time round, so I'm going to go in later in this labour. So I might just phone them up and see what they say, and go straight to the birth centre, which I know where it is because it's right near the early pregnancy unit, and I went there quite a few times in my previous pregnancy, and in this pregnancy I've been there a couple of times, so I kind of know exactly where that is. I don't want any medication because I had such a bad experience with my first labour. I had an epidural, morphine, diamorphine and gas and air, and I was on an oxytocin drip, and I had the pessaries inserted, and it was just horrendous, like the side effects of the drugs. And I feel like when you have a natural labour, like, this may not be true, but I feel like your body does it naturally. You're like natural hormones, natural feelings. It's not artificial hormones, artificial feelings put into your body. So your body's doing it sort of on its own, which makes the pain a bit less than when you're induced. So I've heard anyway. And I feel like when you're induced, you get all the side effects from the induction meds and the pain, especially nausea. I found I got really nauseous in my first labour. So you get all the pain and symptoms of labour, and then you get all the side effects from the induction meds, or even the pain relief. You get side effects from that, or I do anyway. I'm quite sensitive to medication, so I feel like you're dealing with two different things, and that's what happened to me before. So this time I just want to experience it naturally, and if I can't do it, then obviously I will get an epidural. Probably won't be able to, because if I'm in the birth centre and I'm quite established, then I'm not going to be able to, but that's fine. I'm going to be, at least I can have gas and air in the birthing pool, hopefully. But that's my input on this labour, like how I want it to go, how I hope it's going to go. I've done so much research, I've read so many hypnobirthing books and so many breathing related stuff and visualisations. Even though I'm rubbish at picturing anything in my head and holding it there, it always just goes away, so I'm not focusing too much on that because it makes me a bit stressed. If I try and force my brain to think of an image that doesn't stick, it's just not natural to me. So that's basically how I hope things are going to go. Things could change, you know, but so far everything's been good. There's no reason why I can't give birth in the birth centre, in a more relaxed, dark kind of atmosphere. This isn't a high risk pregnancy. I've been monitored more because of my previous eating disorder history and epilepsy and migraine, and just, you know, mental health and physical neurological health is why I've been seen more, like for scans and whatnot, and low BMI. Not for anything to do with the baby. The baby's really good. So I'm going to wrap this up here because I don't want it to be really, really long and boring. But I will definitely update in my next video at 36 weeks after my midwife appointment, and then it'll probably be more frequent videos up until the labour, because I will be having more appointments. I have a consultant appointment at 37 weeks, so I'll do another update on that. There'll probably be more shorter videos, especially if my symptoms have not changed. I'm not going to go on about the same things every week. But yeah, I'll leave that here. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye.